to speak about 2023 and what I've learned. I've learned quite a lot, that I want to bring with me into the new year. And I figured, why not discuss it with you guys and show y'all a little bit of my process, my art process in the process. So the first thing I've learned in 2023 is to not make decisions in desperate or overwhelming circumstances. I've gotten myself into a lot of trouble making decisions out of emotion or impulse, and it has sometimes, most often, set me back in my goals, whether financially, business-wise, relationally. It's never really worked out well for me. I'm learning that I need to take a step back, breathe, and regroup before making any moves. It's really hard. I don't want to go into 2024 doing the same things I was doing in 2023. I don't want to put myself, or I don't want to be the reason why I set myself backwards, And so making decisions when I'm under stress and it feels like I need to make this decision now and all these other things, I don't want any more things. I don't want to be in my own way. And so, I should always plan ahead and plan for what I can and adjust accordingly, instead of making super super quick decisions without any forethought. The second thing I've learned in 2023 is don't say yes to anything before I'm at least 75% sure that I have the ability and the motivation to do what's being asked. I have this issue. I'm in therapy. We talk about it a lot with my therapist, but I have this issue with people pleasing, and I tend to say yes to things that I should most probably say no to, if I'm being honest. And sometimes I say yes to things I really don't want to do, but I don't want to let people down, and I want to show up for people. And I also have a complex where I feel like I need to save people, but that's for another episode, for another time. But and so I'm realizing that it's getting harder and harder to save face when I say yes to something and come through. I'll end up making up some excuse or finding some reason not to do it, and then that just makes me look like a terrible person. And so I want to stop looking like a terrible person to those around me, to my peers, and so I need to know that I can say yes to saying yes to something, just like with the last thing I learned, making a decision, saying yes to something before I'm 75% sure. I need to learn to say I'll think about it, or just straight up saying no when I know right in the moment I don't want to do it. I feel like I also say yes to a lot of things because I have FOMO, and I don't want to miss out on an opportunity or something like that. And so I'll just say yes, just so that way I won't miss the opportunity. And then that gets me into a lot of just situations where I go back on my word, and then I just look unreliable, and I want to be more reliable in 2024. The third thing I learned is to vocalize your needs. Don't just let things slide. Advocate for yourself. Oh man, I don't know about anybody else, but I do this thing where I do this thing where I'll respond to people in my head, but I won't respond externally. Like I'll respond internally in my head, but like I won't respond or say that reaction out loud to the person in front of me. And so like, there will be things that like I'll let slide, and then it'll later bite me in my butt because I didn't speak up for myself. I didn't advocate for myself. And it's crazy because like it's not even hard for me to stand up for myself or to communicate my needs. Like I'm fairly comfortable in that, but I don't know. I feel like maybe like my inner child is afraid or tries to like come in those moments, and tries to like negate the adult me, and so it makes it hard to connect in ways that I need, as an adult, because like I feel like the scared child who's a people pleaser, or who's afraid of rejection, or or being afraid of being like I'm asking for too much. I have an issue where I feel like I ask for too much, even when I'm not really asking for much at all. And so I really need to like stand up for myself. I wanna be more. I'm really quick to stand up for somebody I care about, and I need to give that same energy back to myself. The fourth thing I've learned is to stick with the decisions I make and to see it through to the end, and to only fall back on my decisions if it begins to harm me or others in ways that are physical, mental, emotional, and financial. This goes back ultimately to like the first thing I've learned about not making decisions in desperate situations, but like on the other end, like, so sometimes like I'll say yes to things, and I'll be into and I'll give my time and my word to somebody, but then again, like I won't see it through, or it might not even have to do with anything with other people. I could give a word to myself. I could be like, all right, self. Myself goes, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna get it done, all right. And then I don't do any. I always go back on my own decision making, like, and it's creating mistrust within myself. It's creating issues within myself and with my self confidence, because I'm not. Pause from the video real quick. I realized I should have just left the shirt just like this. I shouldn't have added any more tie-dye to the shirt, to the white parts of the shirt, and I should have just left what I had tie-dyed. I think that would have, I like the outcome of the shirt, as you'll see later on, but I wish I would have just left that alone and just left it white and did that middle part like I did. But anyways, like I was saying, sorry, the artist in me was, because I'm watching the video as I'm talking, and so like I'm watching this and I'm like, dang, I could have did something else. I didn't have to do that, but it's alright. I think y'all like it. Y'all will like it. But no, going back to what I'm saying, I need to stick to my decisions. Like it was like in this video, like I had a decision to just only tie dye that middle section that's rubber band off, but then I got creative, or I made another decision, and then I did everything like that. You know what I mean? So it's like I need to just stick with my first initial decision, even if I don't like it, even if I don't want to deal with it, even if it's sucky, even if it's hard. I gotta stick with it, right? And I want to stick with it, and I need to stick with it, and I need the only time I should back down from a decision I make about anything is if it's hurting me financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, like, you know what I'm saying? Or if it hurts somebody else. That's just not what we're doing. A lot of the things I learned in 2023 are all about decision making. Because the fifth thing I learned is don't make decisions that aren't aligned with your goals. which is kind of a hard thing to do because we're all human and we all have our things that we struggle with. And, it's very easy to get distracted and to align ourselves with things that don't ultimately align ourselves with what we're trying to achieve. Ultimately, you have to know what your goals are first for that one to apply. But I sometimes, get distracted and I go off track. I get off kilter, and I get all distracted, and then my goals fall over to the wayside, and then it's just better to try to stay like set a goal, figure out what your end goal is, make a goal or set of goals that align to that end goal, and then everything you do from the way you sleep and the way you plan out your day and how you budget your money and who you hang out with and who you don't hang out with and things of that nature. Like all those things have to align with your goals if you want to succeed and be fruitful in what you're doing. The sixth thing I've learned is to find better ways to utilize extra money and to stop wasting it on crap like takeout, alcohol, weed, fun, going out with friends and whatever. And if I don't know what to do with the extra cash, I'll just save it until I do know. You don't know how I be kicking myself in the butt. About like a year or two ago, I had got this settlement from Panera Bread. And it was a settlement because I guess someone sued the company for discrimination. And I ended up getting like $8,000 from it because I had interviewed for them when I was like 17. It was like my first job interview, and they didn't give me the job. And so like I described so based off of that, they just gave me some settlement money. There were so many things I should have did with that settlement money. Granted, I didn't totally blow it and waste it, but I definitely could have like bought me a car. I could have started this business a little sooner. I could have started my Printmuva brand a little sooner and been a little further. I could have, all I did was kind of like buy like one or two small things and then put everything else in my savings, and I lived off of that for the next 6 or 7 months, so I could like figure things out because of where my life was at. But even with like little money, like $10, $20, like I'll for some reason I always gotta find ways to spend money and move money around. And honestly, like I'd rather just have a goal and make sure my money fits to that goal. And if I don't know what to do with it, then, I'll save it until I do know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to keep wasting my money and having this habit of spending my money on things I don't want or need, The seventh thing I've learned is to find ways to maximize my free time. Don't just get online and start scrolling the time away or smoking and drinking. And I'm also going to put the last two things I learned together. So one was to maximize your free time and to make sure everything I do aligns with your goals and the life I want to live. I'm really big on productivity and maximizing what I do and how I do it. And especially to get the outcomes I'm looking to achieve. Like, I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to make cool art that people like. I want to, give people something to look at and to get into. And I want to help people make their own t-shirts and stuff like that. And like sometimes I'm human. I get distracted by my bad habits. I get distracted by people, relationships. I get distracted by the social medias and the scrolling and the drama and the this and the that and the celebrities, and it's just really easy again to get distracted. But I'm trying to make sure everything in my life aligns with what I want to be, who I want to be, and where I want to be. And with that, this vlog is over. I really hope that you guys enjoyed everything. I hope that y'all got to learn a little bit more about your print mother. I do printmaking tutorials. I just print make stuff and create t-shirts and decals and stuff like that. So please subscribe, like, comment below if you liked the art vlog. If you didn't, what you would like me to talk about next. Give me some ideas for t-shirt designs. I would love to hear y'all's feedback. And with that, your print mother is out. I hope y'all kill it in 2024.